Hi, welcome to Quirky Queen's Journals. My name's Kirsten. So I have been making lots of sort of abstract flower jelly prints, and some of these have got like 15 plus layers on them. So anyway, I've been trying to work out what I've been going wrong, and what happened was when I made this acetate stencil, I also scored into it, so I've etched lines into it. And what that has been doing is the paint has been building up in these stencils very quickly because I've scored these lines in them. So when I've been using them repeatedly and they're still a bit wet with the paint on them, the build up has been very fast and it had gotten very grungy. Took me ages to work that out. That's what was wrong though. So I made myself new mylar stencils. I preferred my other ones, but they'll still do the job. So these are a few that I've made already that I quite like. That's a bit grainy around the outside, but apart from that, I really like that one. And this one I'm still, a lot of these I'm still kind of thinking, do we need to add another layer or not? That's upside down. That definitely needs more. That one needs tidied up. This one needs more. 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 Anyway, what we're going to do today, the other thing is as well, this is just gift wrapping tissue paper, and some of these, like I say, I've got multiple layers, so I've been getting little tears where I've needed to put a bit of masking tape in the back to hold it together. But anyway, that's the practice run. What we're going to do now is we're going to use wet strength tissue so that I can pull multiple layers without tearing. We have my non-scored stencils. So all we need today is a gel plate, brayers, paper, a couple of stencils and some paints, and that is us. So to get started, we're just going to build up some layers. Now I'm going to try and do this in as real a time as possible so that you can just kind of see my process of how I normally work in the jelly plate without taking out the bits that I consider a bit boring. We all consider a bit boring, but this is quite a fast process insofar as, because we're doing multiple pulls. Because we're doing multiple pulls, we're not waiting for everything to dry completely before we pull it back up. We're also sticking to quite thin layers so that will reduce the hanging about time as well. So that's layer one. I've only got 3 sheets here, that's all we're going to use today. I'll just put this one down to take up that excess black. So now we have that left this time and some Posca pen. And when that dries, we'll put another colour on and then we'll go to the next sheet. Dry. It's because they're new stencils that I'm having to wait so long. At this stage, it doesn't matter if you use opaque or transparent. We just want a few layers on there so that we can start then sort of working out our colours and our composition. Okay. I might edit out this bit where we're just waiting for it to dry, because that's probably going to add in about half a minute to a minute each pull at the beginning until the stencils and the paint start working together better. I'm going to do burnt sienna this time. I'm just pressing quite lightly with the brayer as well, so as not to overly disturb what's down here. So obviously as well, you want to be thinking about changing the position of your stencil as well. We're not registering, we're just going with it, because this process is more about sort of the momentum that we're building. I'm going to just leave that one a bit longer. Sometimes what you need to do as well is just give it a wee push into the corners. At this stage, anyway, we're just building, so we're starting to get the flower shapes come up in the background now. That's what we want. Right, I am going to use Staples yellow. We'll probably do 3 or 4 on these, and then we'll move on to being a bit more strategic about how we're doing it. I find sometimes with my roller sticks, I just give it a wee nudge on the table. I do try and swap the flower side and the leaf side around so that we're getting a bit of a variety in the movement of the leaves. I'll also slant them, put them on higher, lower. So much easier to work with this paper. Right, what colour will we use now for this yellow one? I think we will use turquoise green. So this is, the flower's actually up the middle in this one. So we're just keeping on swapping out our 3 pages. That's gorgeous. Beautiful. I think these are going to be even better than the last lot. I couldn't get the last lot to feel finished because of what was happening with my stencil. Let's do purple. Oops. My brayers are a mess as well. Which is why I'm pressing lightly with them. I don't want all the gunk off the brayer going onto the gel plate and messing up my picture. Right, so this one, the flower can go here. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's looking beautiful. That's lovely as well. So right, before I was doing 2 layers, but see, because 3 or 4 layers, but see, because this is coming up so well, what I've been doing is I've been putting a metallic on as well. Where is the gold? There. But what I'm going to do with the metallic is, do you know what I like? I'm going to put the purple. No, I'm going to do it in this one. Yeah, so when I'm putting the metallic on, I'm not putting the stencils back on as well, because obviously we're not covering the full paper when we're just using the stencils to mask off areas all the time. And I think the metallic works really well with these. So here goes. That will pull up everything that's underneath. Or a lot of what's underneath, like what's been left on the gel plate. So there we go. And you might be thinking, oh my goodness, what a mess. Just bear with me. I'm going to repeat the process on here. I'm hoping that we can keep enough of it left in the gel plate to do all 3. If not, we'll need to build back up again in the gel plate by working on just the 2 of them till we get enough back on. So it's a lot fainter this time what's come up, but it has come up. And we've got enough left to do the last one. And I'll let this one sit on for a wee while so that we can pick it all up. Might have put on a bit much gold. going to... I just took a load of it off there. Not a load, a little bit. I just took a little bit. We can't keep momentum going if we're having big thick layers of paint. Right, we're going to leave this one for a couple of minutes so that it kind of cleans up the plate for us. So, I will edit that time out. I would say it's lifted quite a bit of it. There we go. Okay, so let's do this one first, the black one. So we've got this purple and this turquoise going on just now, so, and we've got the black. I think we should put some white on. What I find is the opaque paints tidy it up and the transparent paints make it more interesting but busy and messy, and it's a bit of a go between the two to work out, to try and get what you're pleased with. But what I was doing yet previously when I'd etched into the stencils, thinking I was doing a good thing to create line work, it was just becoming more and more messy because there was so much paint getting left on the gel plate and the stencils. Both sides were so mucky, they were just leaving that on the paper as well. You know, the paint that was actually on the stencil. So I'm trying to mask off areas to keep, but they were also pulling paint from the stencil, so it was just getting messy. It took me ages to work out. I had washed those stencils, I'd peeled the paint off them. So there we go. So this time I'm going to put black on this one. I mean, we could have used Payne's Grey or something, but let's get the contrast of the black and the white going just now. Right, I'm going to be brave and put these the other way. There. So normally with the jelly print, you obviously leave it on a lot longer, but we are, you know, we're using what's left on the gel plate. That sort of line work for the next pull. It's a bit grainy. I think I left too much white in the background. It's fine because we're going to be putting more on top of it anyway. Oops. Look at how beautiful it. Do you know, oh, I'm almost tempted to stop right there with it. That is lovely. But we're not going to. Right, and we'll do white on this one because we've had black that time. Oh, I can't go over how good that looks. Oh, I might need to leave that one. I'll think about it. Right, I'm going to put the flower here. I couldn't press like this on the other tissue paper as well. I had to be more like kind of just bits. This wet strength tissue paper, you can be a bit more rough. That's lovely as well, but it doesn't, do you know what it is? I think the black paint has put a kind of outline around the stencils. Right, now we're getting into the how do we manage this. So I'm thinking a transparent colour. No, I'm not. Do you know what? I'm going to do raw sienna. Because I feel like the transparent colour, I feel like I would like a few more blocky shapes like that white before adding in the transparent colours. See, that's broken that white up really nicely. I've made a decision that I'm not going to touch this one. So we're just working with two now. Right. So we've just done raw sienna on that one. Did we do yellow ochre? We did. I didn't know. Right, this is real-time decision making. And it's not good. Purple. I know we've done purple, but there it is there. I'm using a slightly darker shade of purple this time. Right, let's put the flower. Trying to work it out. So this is it in its messy stage. I think I'm going to use Prussian blue this time. Now this Prussian blue says it's opaque, but I find it's quite transparent when I use it. You know, I'm going to put that lower down because I keep putting them up really high. And when I say about it being transparent, what I mean is, like, obviously you could, the opaques, you can still, you know, they still change colour slightly over each other, but the transparent, it's just more effective at doing that. And look here, I mean, so this is the gold under the purple, and it's almost created like a different colour. I'm just going to let that sit for a minute or two. That was more like a minute. So do you see that they're just getting more complex? But I know that obviously we love this and we're keeping this. But we got lucky with that, to be fair. How did we do? So basically, right, we used the stencil repeatedly, right? Then we've put the gold over the top. And then what's happened is we've put down white paint, we've put the stencils on top. We've lifted off the white paint around the stencils. Then we've removed the stencils again. But we didn't place that white on there. No. Right. We did a few layers of the colours with the stencils. Then we put the gold all over. And then we put white paint on the gel plate. We've put the stencils on top. We've lifted the white paint that was around the stencils off. And then we've been left with when we lifted the stencils off, all the white paint was still underneath the stencils. And then what's happened is we've rolled black paint over all that on the gel plate. And then we've put the stencils on again. And then we've put this down. That's how we did that. Right. Let's use sky blue. She's nearly done. Come on. That'll do. That's a wee bit more than we needed. So I'm liking what we've got left on here. I'll turn the gel plate round once we've got the page down. So that was an opaque light blue to try and give a bit of tidying up. That's lovely, that, isn't it? So that's what's on the gel plate. Wow. Right, let's give it a shot. That is lovely. Well, I'm tempted that we could maybe just need one more shot in that. It's a bit half and half, isn't it? Need the flower over here this time. Let me show you the gel plate. I don't know if you can see that. Tempted to use Naples yellow this time. Still a bit wet there. See, because the paint layers are gathering. And I'm not disturbing it, it's too lovely. Okay, right. So I'm trying to work out where it's going to cover on the gel print and what's underneath it on the gel plate. And how wet each side is when I'm using it. Of the stencil, I mean. Oh gosh, it's looking so good. Let it sit. Oh. I'm actually going to lift this off onto a separate piece. I'm going to use Payne's Grey. The reason I'm doing this is because because I want to clean the jelly plate up for the kind of last part of this. But I don't want to lose that design. Payne's grey might not have been the correct colour. Never mind. Let it sit for a while. It's actually lifting really well. That was just a minute. Payne's grey wasn't the best colour in the background, but you know what? That's lovely. I'm thinking that we should try to echo this. So where's the white? Now, for this one, we want the flower to be here. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose one of these that could be tidied up with a bit of white. I will just choose this one. It's a bit boring. Maybe a bit of, maybe it just needs a bit of a black line work as well. Okay, then we're going in with the black for this one here. To clean that up. I'm not going crazy cleaning it up, I'm just doing the kind of bigger areas. Right, that'll do. I wish I hadn't, because I wonder if I'll get smear marks now. You know, there'll be a clear. It's all good. Right, black. Right. I had a horrible thought there. I'd wiped all the white off, but I hadn't. It was the area around it. Please work. So I think I should give that 5 minutes. It is working though. I've changed my mind. I'm just going to take it off. I have disturbed some of the outline when I did that with the baby oil, but never mind. I've lost a bit of the sharpness. See, like here. Oh, it's still good. It's not as well defined as this one though. But it is still really good. I really like it. I really like it. I love this coming through the plant like that. Right, let's choose one we can put this black onto. No, we need to take that off. Because all we're doing is prolonging the process. Because then there will be another layer left under the stencils. Looking pretty good. Okay, white again. I'm sticking with the white and the black just because that's what worked. Right. I'm going to put it on this one. So this is one of the old ones that I'm just tidying it up because we're wanting the white outline of the flower rather than the outside part. It's better than it was. Do you know, I maybe should have tried the grey. I've got grey as well. Oh, the black and white's dramatic, isn't it? Right, let's work this out. That's a big flower there, and that's going to come over to the far side, so I quite like that being up there like that. Sorry, I just want to get my position right. I want, with them both just standing vertically to each other, it looked a bit unnatural. Might leave it down longer. Right, let's give it a wee look. I don't think that one's as effective as the other two. Still good, and I still like it a lot. Wondering if I should shade in the black area. But then the black area will become... No, because do you know what? We've still got lots of line work in that coming through the black area. We're leaving it alone. And we're just going to admire our 3 lovely jelly prints. And I'm going to have a big clean-up operation. It's not actually as bad as it looks because it's literally just paint, and I'll put that one on that side because it's got a smaller margin at that side. Could be because that's got more metallic. Maybe they should have had another go of metallic and then having that. That's what the difference is. I did that just after the full metallic layer. So this bit here has that, whereas this doesn't. It could be that. But in some ways these are more interesting. That's very solid, isn't it? And these are more... There's so much more going on in these, but that's more well defined. Do you know what? This is a work in progress, and it's something I'm going to look at more. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and thanks very much for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye.